Okay, so today I'm going to be beading the twin of this earring. This little flower has a turquoise center. I used Charlotte's and some size 10 Cheyenne pink beads for the edge. It's beaded on smoked hide, home smoked hide, brain tans, home smoked hide, and then I backed it in buckskin split. I used the buckskin split because it's very thin, so it doesn't bulk up my earring. And so what I already have done is I went ahead and I like to use this. It's called the self-adhesive tearaway stabilizer, and I can put sheets of this in my printer and print out a design. So for instance, here's a piece with my flower design. This is actually a smaller flower design. And then I just cut out the center of the paper of the flower and glue down my center using the Gorilla super glue. And then I place on the self-adhesive tearaway stabilizer with my printed outline, and then I also put a piece of the stabilizer on the back as well to prevent the hide from stretching or getting out of shape. So I've already gone ahead and melted. I use a lighter to melt my thread, and I've strung some silver beads, so I'm going to be doing going around the center first. And I'm just using regular beading needles. I think this is a size 12 beading needle, and the one that I have to load the beads on is size 10, I think, 10 or 12. No, it has to be smaller because these are Charlotte's. I'm actually not sure. I think it's a 12, 10 or 12. I might have to switch them out because this is a smaller needle. So when I start going for the smaller beads. Anyway, the thread that I'm using is the Nymo B. And I'm using that both to string and tack down. Sometimes I'll use, if I'm using size 11 beads, I'll use the D to string the beads just because it's a little bit thicker. But I always use the B, or some people use the 00 too to tack down. And I tack down a single strand. I double up the strand to carry my beads, to load my beads. There's 2 strands here. But to tack down, I just use a folded over single strand. See? And then I've gone and melted the end so it will lay flat against my beadwork. And now I'm going to tack down every 2. I have my leather thimble that I made because I use this finger to push the needle up through. And I'm using a size 12 beading needle to tack down because it's thinner and it comes up through this hide. This hide is pretty easy to bead through. If it was more difficult, I might have to use a Glover needle, but I haven't had to use a Glover needle on this piece. I may use the Glover needle when I do the edging. So I'm just going every 2 beads to tack down. These are size 12 metallic silver that I'm using for the outline. And then I'll fill with the Charlotte's. I really like to bead on the hide. It's kind of squishy and kind of hugs the beads really nice once you tack them down kind of tight. And it holds your thread. I also waxed the thread, I forgot to say. I ran my tacking thread through some beeswax just one time because I find that the hide holds the The Pelon kind of, once you pull it tight, it will loosen. But, okay, I'm going to load some more silver beads. Just going to scoop. This is the easiest way. And I'm going to see if I have any beads that I don't like. Sometimes you'll get like a misshapen one on there. I can hear my kids. I hope everybody's doing well, keeping busy, trying to stay sane in this trying times. For anybody who thought of trying to bead or wanted to learn to bead, now is like the perfect time. We're supposed to have a windstorm today. We might lose power. So I'm going to take this bead off. I need to find a thin bead. So I'm going to take these beads off. And here's a thin bead right here. That will fit in that spot to close the cap. Just come through. No buckles, it fits nice. Tack it down. And then I'm going to take this thread, push it through to the back. This is the loading thread. There we go. Now I'm ready to start the flower, the silver part. I'm going to come up, just going to eyeball it. And load up my needle by scooping. Make sure all the beads on here are okay. Have a sip of my coffee. And start. So I really, to do my beading outline, I'm going to tack down every bead. That just helps it to stay nice and strong. I'm actually going to turn on another light. My work light is kind of making a shadow, so maybe this one will help. There. I don't know if that's any better, but so I'm going to tack down every bead. And there we go. I like to come up exactly on the line and go down exactly on the line. I think that it hides your beads from the side, hides the thread, the tacking thread, and it just really prevents the beads from wiggling around. So I kind of move the beads out of the way. There's no line right here, so I'm just going to eyeball it first. It's kind of hard with my phone in front of my face, but and then right down. Let me see if I can zoom in a little. Sorry about the condition of my nails. It's the beader's life. I try, but... And then I'm going to roll the beads out of the way so I can come down exactly on that line. Also, another tip that I did before I stuck this down, because I'm going to tear away, I ran over the edge with an X-Acto knife, just very lightly. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'll use this as an example. So I just took very lightly and kind of just traced my outline like this. And that's just going to help me when I'm ready to tear away the edge to help it come away nicely. And even though I'm outlining it very gently, just gently, I'm not going all the way through. I'm trying not to go through the back. When I peel it off, it doesn't go all the way through. Well, it does go through, but not to the backing, just very lightly. And that will help me when it's time to tear away. It's another tip that I learned the hard way. And even still, you're going to still end up with some fibers sticking out. But okay, let me zoom in a little more. I've been keeping busy by beading. I try to take walks on nice days. Today it's rainy, so just feel like being cooped up in the house today. Drinking coffee and beading. Oops. Maybe I'm going to zoom out just a tad because I can't keep in the frame. I'll try to keep my hands stable. This hide is very easy to pull through, but I have worked on some that's really difficult, and you have to use a pair of pliers sometimes. Oh, the mailman's here. I think I have a package. I have a package. I hear him. My beading area, I'm sitting right beside a window that looks down onto my front door, so I can see everything going on in the street, watching the kids play. And I'm going to try and speed up a little bit. Kind of hard with, so I just moved my thumb and I saw a bead that was kind of wonky, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to take the bead off. Okay, this is the bead, kind of has a tail, so I don't like it. You could just, take off all the beads, but say you've loaded up a lot of beads and you don't want to take all the beads off, you can just use nippers. My nippers have glue on them. But I was doing something else earlier. And you can just grab the bead, and sometimes you have to be careful because you might cut your thread. Oh, I cut my thread. Okay, that's all right. I'll show you what you do if you cut your thread. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to take the needle that broke off, and I'm going to put it on the line, come down as close as I can. And I'm going to try and thread it. There's one. Let me pull that one through. And let me thread the other one. My house is old and it's making noises. It's creaking. It's harder. All right, the first one was easy. This one is a little more difficult. There we go. There. So now that they're both through to the back, I'm going to pull it tight and get my handy dandy lighter, and I'm going to burn it flat. There. And what is it? What is it, Tosh? Coming to see my cat. She came to say hello. What is it, Tosh? She's looking out the window. Thread my needle. I'm going to burn my edge. See, it's nice and flat, like that. That way it will lay flat against my beadwork. So I'm going to backtrack. When I come up through, I'm going to backtrack 2 beads. So I'm going to come up, maybe I'll backtrack 3 beads, just to get away from that melted spot. I don't want to come up through the melted spot. And then I'm going to go through these 3 like that. There. Now I'm ready to load more beads and start where I ended. Okay. That didn't go as planned, but anyway. That's okay. We're back. So this is the 2 needle technique. I prefer the 2 needle technique just because it's a lot easier if you make a mistake to take out stitches and go back. Everybody has their own preference. So I use my nail, so I wrap the stringing thread around my finger like this so I can create tension. I don't create a lot of tension, I just keep it taut. I don't want to pull too hard, which would end up pulling these beads. So I'm just a little bit of tension, just keeping it taut. And then I use my thumb to push the beads. It takes a little practice to get used to. Anybody who knits or crochets might have a better feeling for the type of tension that you need. It's just practice. That's it. Beading is just practice. And it can be very, it is medicine. It can be very meditative. You can listen to books on tape, you can listen to the radio, you can listen to music, or you can just bead in silence. Listen to what's going on and think about things. Think about life. Okay, so I'm going to remove some beads here. And before I tack those down, I'm going to What, Tosh? She wants to go into my daughter's room. She's scratching to go in. Okay, just a second. I'm doing something here, don't you see, Tosh? All right, let's take you on a trip to go let Tosh in. Okay, I'm coming. All right, let's go let Tosh in. Okay. I don't know why it's not in focus. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to come up right next to this other bead on the line, or as on the line as I can. Let me see if I can zoom in a little. Okay, I'll keep my hand down here so it stays stable. And then I'm going to load up some beads. The scoop method. Check my beads, make sure I don't have any wonky ones. There's a wonky bead. Usually beads aren't as wonky, but these are old beads, so. And I just really like the finish because some of the glass peeks through. It's just, I don't know, I really like it. It's kind of antique looking. And coming up on the line, or as close to the line. And I also like to try and get as close to the bead as possible. That way I won't have any spaces in my beadwork. See, I'll come up right there. Okay, let me try and speed up a bit so that. Let me zoom out a little. I should have some like music in the background or something. After I finish this petal, I'll show you some earrings that I have waiting to go out to their owners. I was going to mail them today, but it's rainy and I ran out of packing tape, which I used to, oh, that didn't go, to stick over the address, because I print my labels on my printer, and we got some printer ink that's not permanent, so water makes it bleed, and so I usually take packing tape and just, you know, go tape over the address and the barcode, but I ran out of that, so I'm gonna have to wait and mail them tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna see if there's a thin bead to go in that spot. If not, I work off of hangs, and I also work off of beads and jars, and I find it's sometimes easier to hunt for like a really thin bead. Obviously, when the beads are loose. I'm not going to find one, so I'm just going to pick up a random one. And if it's too much, I'll just take it off. Yeah, I think that would be okay. I have to pull my nose. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to pause a YouTube video. I'm recording from YouTube, and I tried once to pause the video by hitting just the stop button, and it stopped the whole video, and I didn't know how to restart it, so excuse my nose blowing. I'm going to take the loading thread and come up again beside that bead. And then I'll show you the earrings. Okay, so right now this is what the back looks like so far. Okay, let's show you the earrings that I have that are going to go out. So I have this pair that I made. It's rose quartz centers, Cheyenne pink beads, and come over here near the window. I backed it in the buckskin. Wow, this lighting is horrible. You don't get the true color. And then detachable with our tassels. You can detach it like this. So you can wear them like this or with the tassel. So these are going to go out tomorrow to their lovely owner. And then I have, she also ordered, when I did my sweetgrass hearts. Okay, this got tangled. There we go. She also ordered these sweetgrass hearts. And these are backed in vinyl. I backed the sweetgrass hearts in vinyl because it's easier to cut around these lines. And then I have a pair of my bears that are going to be going to their owner. My Ursa Major with deer antler. And these are backed in buckskin black. And before I send them out, I'll take a toothbrush that I use. It's only meant for this. See, it has dust from, and just brush them off. Make sure that there's no like dust or anything stuck to them or fuzz. There, that's what's going out tomorrow. That's what I was working on over the weekend. So back to this pair. Wow, I'm horrible at the zoom. the pinch zoom. So, is anybody else addicted to ASMR videos or pimple popping videos or mukbang videos? I find myself watching them and I can't stop. Dr. Pimple Popper. I know some people find it horribly gross and can't watch stuff like that, but I love it. Puts me right to sleep at night. So we had a huge snowstorm. It's April, and we had a huge snowstorm. I live in Maine, and we had a huge snowstorm, and it was wet, heavy snow, and it knocked out power everywhere. And I think there's still people. This was like 3 days ago, and I think there's still people without power. I think the Penobscot Reservation, I think they're still without power. And then we're supposed to have a windstorm today at 2. It's supposed to start at 2, so a lot of people are expecting we'll lose power again. So I told the kids, oh my gosh, make sure everything is charged up. Download some videos from or movies from Netflix or something. Not that they can't entertain themselves. They're pretty good. They read and do all of that, but you know, just making the best of quarantining without power. Oh, there's a wonky bead. I'm not going to attempt to snap it again. Oh man. There goes the wonky bead. Learned my lesson. I don't know if you like it zoomed in or zoomed out. I don't know. Wow, this video is already 30 minutes. I don't know if I should stop it, upload it, and then make a video of the edging, or just keep going. Okay, what did I do here? I wasn't paying attention. So maybe after I finish this petal, I'll stop it, and then I'll make another video of, I don't know, maybe I'll stop it after I do a fill. I don't know, is there a way to pause videos? Oh man. Look at my poor beading finger. I think everybody, it's a mixture of glue and callus from beading. I love the smell of this smoked hide. It's absolutely amazing. It's not overpowering, but, and I have my my sweetgrass up here too, so the smell coming up, the smell of this and the sweetgrass, and it's so delicious. I love it. And you can smell it when you come in the front door. Oops. Gotta let out some string. It's unusually quiet in my house. I think my son is doing his work, his schoolwork, or he's playing Magic online, if he's finished with that. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, one more petal, and then I'll show you a little bit of fill and how I tear away, and then I will, well, why not? Let's just, and then I'll finish the fill, and then I'll do another video of how I back and edge this. I think is the best way to do it. Probably too much, but. I feel like I'm looking out only one of my eyes because my phone is in the way. I wanted to give you like, film it from like my POV, my point of view. I don't know, maybe I should find a way to have it, the camera above my hands or something. So especially when you're doing curves, tacking down every bead really helps keep the line straight. I know, I'm sure some people still do every two or something when they do an outline, but I don't know, just for me it works tacking down every bead. It's a little more time consuming, but I think overall the result is worth it. I'm gonna put my now usually I would, so this earring has another layer of the cream color beads on the outside. So usually after I did the outline, I would go and do the white edge, but I didn't know I was going to have the white edge last time, so I did the fill and then I did the white edge, and I want to make this one the same, so I'm going to do exactly what I did for the other one on this one, just so no little variations will exist between the two. I want them to be as exact as possible. So normally, if I knew I was going to be doing another outline, I would do it now before I did the fill. But okay, so let me show you. I've completed that. I'm ready to do the fill. I'm not going to worry about tearing off the inside of the petals. When I was making this one, I didn't know which color I was going to use in the center. So if you know before with your design what you're going to do, you could actually color the inside just to help, so like when spaces show through, it kind of blends. But I figured this was such a small work that it wouldn't be showing through. So where I scored it with the razor, it's coming off nicely. But I missed some spots, I guess. There. So you can take tweezers and come in and pick up the spots, the fuzzy spots. And then that second row of beads too will cover any of the paper that you didn't get off. Okay, let's work on a fill, a petal, and then I'll sign off until I'm completed. Do another video. So I'm just trying to organize my needles there. I'm going to come up. So I'm doing the red, the darker red, and then I'll do the interior lighter red of the petal. Actually, you know what? I think I need to change my needle because I don't know if this is gonna, yeah, this needle is too big. So I have to change my needles. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my threading needle as a tacking needle. Just going to burn that down. And then this one, I'm going to come up again. This is the tacking needle, and I'm going to turn it into the threading needle because it's thinner. So I'm going to come up and then I want to burn that end. There, so I just made the double thread a single thread, and I made the single thread a double thread without taking my needles off. So now this is a size, I believe this is a 12, and it will fit through the center of the Charlottes. So this can be a little difficult. You just want to use your thumbnail to push it up against the wall of the beads. And then again, I'm going to tack down every two. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to try to come up. Oh man. There. Sorry, I'm moving. I just got my thread caught. And then I'm going to come down. Alright, try and keep my hands still. Every 2 beads. Use my needle to kind of push it against the wall. Spilled some beads. Okay. Probably fit one more. There's some beads that I spilled down here, so use those. There's the first row. And now I'm going to use the lighter red and come back around. These beads are so small. They look so pretty, but they're small to work with, hard to work with. Not hard, just more labor intensive, I guess, because they're so small. And I should be able to fit 3 going up the center. also going to tack that one down because I can see that thread. There. 4 more to do. And then I will come back and show you how I back this and do the edging.